Hey everybody, welcome back to the craft room. I am so glad that you can join me so I can tell you what's next. So many of you probably are wondering, now that my 100 hats are done, I don't have anything major that I am focusing on getting done. Not that I don't have a few projects that I want to focus on getting done, but my hats are complete. I'm super excited about that. Thanks to my sister for helping me, and having a few hats already pre-made for it helped out a lot. And for those of you who have encouraged me throughout this whole time since the first part of May when I first took on this challenge for myself, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, what's next for the craft room? Well, there's two projects that I know for sure that I have that I want to finish. The first one being the ever important, which I have been working on this a little bit. Let me fix this so you guys can see my unicorn cross stitch. You can see where right there, that's where I was last time you guys seen it. So I have been working a little bit, not a whole lot, haven't had a whole lot of time, but I do want to finish that. And the other thing that I would like to finish is, of course, Mr. Snaps. Here is Mr. Snaps' body. That's about as far as I've gotten on Mr. Snaps. I have just barely started one of his eyes. I think I've got 2 rows, maybe 3 rows, but Mr. Snaps kind of got set aside for a while, and I have not really worked on Mr. Snaps much at all here lately. So those are the 2 main projects I know that I want to finish: my unicorn cross stitch and Mr. Snaps. The other thing that I know I want to work on is, it is finally cooling off. I think today, I know I keep saying this because our weather is going woo 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 woo, up down up down up down, but I think today was supposed to be our last day over 80 degrees, and we're supposed to start cooling down as of tomorrow. I haven't checked the weather today, but I think we're supposed to start cooling down. And now that it's not too hot to work here in the craft room, we need to clean all this stuff out so that I can start remodeling and getting it painted and fixed up the way I have imagined it in my mind for the last, year now since we've been planning this, before it gets too cold to paint the walls. I got that fine line there, so I need to really get busy on that. The other thing, I've mentioned this on my videos before, the other thing that I need to do besides paint the walls, I will tip this up a little bit, is I want to fix the ceiling. I have a couple of ceiling tiles that are not there. Obviously, I do have them. They are set aside, and I don't think, once I get all of my shelving and stuff out and my other stuff that's sitting around on the floor moved out, I don't think it should be too difficult to get in here and put those back up. Hopefully that will make it a little bit warmer this winter for me, hopefully. And I do know I will have to do some scraping on the walls because there is some loose paint, but I don't plan on doing a whole lot of scraping. I'm just going to knock off what's loose and get busy. And I do have a few areas, like in the corners where the walls have separated. I think I'm going to, but I'm not totally positive. I'm not really worried about the corners per se. It would just look a little nicer if I got some caulking or something like that and filled in those spaces where the wall has started to separate. Because it's a added on wall. It's not a permanent wall, you know. And this part of the building, from what I can guess, because the building that we're in was added on to, and I think it was added on to probably about 1930, 1940. So the back half where my craft room is part of the newer addition of our building. That's just my guess. I have not found anything specific about that. But those are the few things that I'm thinking about. I did also dig out, and I don't know where it's at right now. Is that it? Oh, I made this like last year, the year before, I don't know, but this was a Tunisian canvas that I created. I had no clue what I was going to do with it, but I just made it. And I found a cross stitch on Pinterest that I think I want to do on this, and I believe I do have colors that will work for the cross stitch that I found that I want to do, but this is not a top priority item. This is just a second priority item should I get these other items done and have an inkling to start cross stitching again, which I probably will, because I had some ideas for this too. I've had a lot of ideas for my cross stitch, which this is acrylic. It's not cotton. So that's what I have. Not a whole lot, because I don't have really a whole lot going on right now, except being busy. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining me here in the craft room. I'm going to get busy on some things, and I will check back with you right back here in the craft room for my next video.